7. Listening, David Spencer, who also was a senior officer of the Met, serves as DCI, Detective Chief Inspector, now Head of Crime and Justice at the Policy Exchange. Let's get into the political side, if we may, Mr Spencer. Thanks for hanging on the line. I'm going to put this quite crudely. Are there votes to be had in this area, would you say? Good morning.
Morning, Nick. There certainly are votes to be had here. So Policy Exchange's research that we published earlier this year shows that the public unequivocally want a tougher approach to crime. And interestingly, the most interesting part of that is that it's not just the people who you might expect. So every age group, every ethnicity, every economic group, and supporters of every political party. So, even the Green supporters, even the Lib Dem supporters, every political party, they all want a tougher approach to crime. So certainly when you ask, are there votes in this? The answer unequivocally is yes.
Mr Spencer, I don't know whether you or any of your colleagues at the Policy Exchange have done research on this. When Nigel Farage says crime has rocketed by 50%, it's 50% higher than the 1990s. If we were to do a fact checker on that, is that true?
Well, certainly some crime has gone up in recent years, and of course some has gone down. So it's probably not a yes or no answer. But, if we look at the last 10 years, for example, knife crime's gone up 90%, shoplifting's on the highest level since records began, robbery's up about a third in the last 3 years. And certainly the last lot of crime figures that we saw crime had gone up 14% year on year. So certainly in recent times, we are seeing certain types of crime go up substantially.
He said London is lawless. Tourists don't come here. Rich businessmen and women flee from London. Again, fact checker. Any truth to that, David?
Well, again, there is some truth to that. We've seen some businesses in London say that they're planning to relocate, or that they are reluctant to relocate here and express concerns about it. Many of your listeners will be familiar with Westminster Bridge. If you try and cross Westminster Bridge on a summer afternoon, it is like the Hunger Games. You try and get across there without being pickpocketed, robbed, have someone try and illegally gamble at you. It is almost impossible to get across Westminster Bridge during a summer afternoon without being some way accosted. And yet that is right in the sight of the Scotland Yard, the executive 7th floor balcony at Scotland Yard. You can look at Westminster Bridge and see all of this going on, and yet it seems very, very little is being done about it. So when we look at London, and that's just one example of London, there are certainly things that need to be done here.
Lastly, as a DCI, served as a DCI, how should people view a police officer? With fear, with respect, a bit of both? What would you say?
Well, I think that in the main it would be great if everyone saw police officers with respect. I think that if you are someone committed to a life of crime and you are a hardened criminal, maybe a little bit of fear wouldn't go amiss.
Enjoyed your time, David. Thank you. David Spencer served as a DCI, Detective Chief Inspector with the Met, now Head of Crime and Justice at the Policy Exchange.